All right, welcome everybody. Top Networkers Group, the channel here for YouTube. I want to go over an article that I found the other day. It is about a research study that was conducted. Researchers at Oxford University did a survey, and they really learned that Facebook friendships aren't really friendships at all. It was interesting because um, we operate in the network marketing space here at Top Networkers Group, and one of the things that I've talked about for years is not maxing out the 5,000 limit of friends on Facebook, which kind of goes against what a lot of um, seemingly more successful network marketers teach. And I'm going to be real about it. If someone comes across my channel and I'm teaching something different from the held up status quo network marketer, some people may look at that and say, well, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you really take the time to research what these other gurus are telling you versus what you'll hear through Top Networkers Group, what you're going to find is perhaps many of you, after all, are following the wrong people. Just like we've been telling you for a long time here, that there are a lot of leaders who are misleading rather than leading. So here's one of the things that kind of stuck out to me while reading this. I want to kind of scroll down to a couple of things that really stood out. Okay, again, think about your Facebook friends for a moment. How many people you're friends with on Facebook? How many people you interact with on Facebook? And some of you, I'm just going to be honest, some of you don't really interact nearly enough on Facebook. A lot of network marketers specifically, you use Facebook to just kind of go on there, you talk about yourself, and then you log off. Well, think about how many other people on Facebook are using it the exact same way that you are. They go on there, they post something about themselves. They never look at anybody else. They never interact with anybody else. They never like anybody else's stuff. They never comment on anybody else's stuff. And then they log off. Think of how many people are using Facebook just like you are. Okay. Now, this study is really about friendships and whether or not people are really expanding and or maintaining their social circles with technology like social media. It's a very interesting article because what the article basically is suggesting is that just because you have a bunch of friends on Facebook, it doesn't mean these are real, actual, genuine friends. Now, again, the reason why this is so relevant to network marketing is simply because network marketing is the relationship industry, the relationship business. So much of why so many of you are successful or not successful in this arena comes down to your relationships. So, how many of your Facebook friends would come through if you needed? How many would? If you needed them, I guess that's what it's kind of worded funny. It's kind of talking about some stuff, and it's like, how many of your Facebook friends would though come through if you needed a real friend? How many of them would really be there for you in times of sorrow? What they basically conclude is that whether you have 150 friends or 5,000 friends, um, that many of us don't really have a true relationship with the majority of these people. That the relationship is insignificant. And again, this just again, if you've been researching the channel, please do it. Look at all the stuff we've been giving you. Look at the trainings. We're telling you people this all the time. And again, it kind of goes against what a lot of people are learning. A lot of people are learning to just buy traffic, just buy your leads. Don't worry about building relationships. This is sort of the new age stuff. There's a lot of people I see using traffic programs in order to do stuff. And look, I'm not really against it. It's just that that's not really what's going to maintain for you. Every single time you see gurus talking about traffic, these gurus fall off the map. And the reason why is because they can't sustain it. Because the relationships matter. This is why so many videos were made by the channel about people stealing my downlines and cross-line recruiting, and why I'm so against it, because it ruins relationships. It harms the long-term income. It's short-sighted. There's so many things wrong with it. But here's a study from Oxford University backing up all the stuff I've been telling you. Relationships matter. And too many people using Facebook aren't building real relationships. Here's what it says. Says the average number of Facebook friends possessed by these people was around 150. Women have larger social networks than men. The crux of the matter was simple. When asked how many genuine friends they had on Facebook, people in one sample offered an average answer of 27%. When asked, however, how many of these Facebook friends they could depend on during an emotional or social crisis, the respondents said the number was 4. Around 14 of the respondents, there are about 3,000 people in this sample study. Around 14 of the respondents said would express sympathy, and that there was very little age variation in this range. Again, this pool that they took were between 18 and 65. And we'll link you to this so you can read the article, because it's an extremely interesting article. But here's the thing that really got to me here, and this is why I wanted to cut this video for you. For Dunbar, online activity reflects online life. He writes in his research report, the sizes of the two inner friendship circles did not differ from those previously identified in offline samples. In other words, a lot of stuff that we're doing online, we're doing it offline too. All right? We're not really working on our friendships and our relationships like we need to. This is primarily what this article is telling us, that even the internet is not helping us with this area. It says, what about those with a lot of Facebook friends? They have a far more active and loving social life, surely. Perhaps not. Respondents who had unusually large networks did not increase the number of close friendships they had, but rather added more loosely defined acquaintances into their friendship circle. As in real life, younger people have larger social networks than older. When you're older, you can usually spot a fake a little more quickly. Usually. Facebook didn't immediately respond to a request for comment on the study. So again, there may be some more conversation about this coming out. All right. Last thing I want to read is this very bottom part here. Um, it says, your brain can only take so much friendship and so much Facebook friendship. Your emotions can only be shared with a few people. Facebook is indeed a time sink, not a glorious new sinking of souls. One of the things I just want to say in closing here for this video is, again, when we talk about Top Networkers Group and our approach to network marketing, which we'll tell you is a better approach, we spend a lot of time in our training section going over something called Respect the Network, and also really just breaking down network marketing. And it looks very simplex and very simple, and yet that's the point. Truthfully, is that network marketing is simple. We have to keep it simple. And one of the best ways to keep it simple is to not make it too complex. Meaning, okay, and I just want to do this because, again, we have training that really breaks it down. You really want to come into the MLM system, the one MLM system to rule them all. We'll link it up. and you want to go through the training and you want to understand what we're telling you about networks. And some of the stuff that we're working on right now, I can't even talk about it on video, is to help strengthen and improve how we build networks. And if you want to be a part of what we're talking about, you want to be a part of what we're doing, get with me. If one of my leaders referred you to this video, get back to them. And let's work together. Let's do things the right way. Let's build relationships, strong relationships that will last. Let's respect those relationships. And let's get all the way to the top. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching Top Networkers Group.